Today we're going to show you how to make a ooey gooey Mississippi Mud Brownie. If you enjoy chocolate, you'll enjoy this. Let me show you how we made it. Today we're going to make some Mississippi Mud Brownies. Let's get started. We're going to start off with our sugar. In our bowl, we're going to put 2 cups of sugar. Kind of put all of our dry ingredients together at first. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. We're going to put in 2 teaspoons of our baking powder. I'm going to try to make sure we get those leveled off. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I really shouldn't pour over the bowl. So we're going to 1/2 teaspoon. That's why it's dangerous. That or cracking eggs are both dangerous when you do it with over the bowl. We're just going to kind of mix that all together here. Now what makes this brownie so special is you're going to make a brownie bottom. It's going to be really gooey because most of its liquids are nothing but egg, vanilla, and some melted butter. And then once you get that baked, you're going to put on some marshmallows. Brown those off and then put a chocolate icing on top. A really rich and decadent brownie. Alright, that looks pretty well mixed. Alright, I'm going to create a hole there in the center. To that, I'm going to add our butter. And what we've done is we've taken 1 cup of butter and we've melted that. We've let that cool just a little bit because we don't want it to cook any of our eggs as we put our eggs in. We're taking 4 eggs and we've slightly beaten those. Put that there in the center. Just going to give this a good mix. Now we've went ahead and taken our oven and we've preheated it to 350 degrees. And we're taking a 13 by 9-inch pie pan, and we have or cake pan, and we sprayed it, and we've also put some flour in it. What I forgot to add to this was 1 tablespoon of vanilla. We're using our pure vanilla that we like so much. These brownies wouldn't taste the same without our vanilla. All right. Give that a good mix. We'll make sure that egg is really incorporated in that. We don't want it to be stringy. All right. Set that off to the side there. We're going to pull our pan out here. As you can tell, like I said earlier, we have taken it and we have floured it. And we put some oil in it. I'm going to set that off to the side here. We're going to go ahead and make sure make sure you don't have any flour pockets in your brownies. Now this may not seem like very much batter for such a large brownie, but by the time you get and for such a large pan, by the time this cooks and you put your marshmallows on top and they cook, and then your icing, it's going to be a lot. All right. Sit down to the side. Take my spoon. We don't want to waste any of this. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape that out. If we don't scrape out, I'm sure we will eat. All right, and then we're just going to spread this out to the sides. Like I said earlier, we preheated our oven to 350 degrees. We're going to cook this between 25 and 35 minutes to the point to where whenever you put a toothpick in it, it's going to come out clean. All right, let's get this in the oven. While our brownies are baking, we're going to go ahead and make the icing for it. We're going to start off with 2 cups of powdered sugar or a 16-ounce package. They are the same. To that, we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. 1/3 a cup of evaporated milk, 1/2 a cup of melted butter, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Unlike salt, I don't mind if we get a little extra vanilla in our brownies. Put that in. We're going to mix this on medium speed. We're going to start off with slow because we don't want to make it that big of a mess. We want to make sure it's a nice smooth consistency, like a smooth icing. So we're going to start off. So I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. So everything gets nice and wet, so I don't make as big of a mess. Because as we all know, I'm extremely good at that. All right, that should help out a little bit. As you can tell there, our icing is nice and glossy and smooth. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of chopped pecans. You can add a different type of nut if you like, but this seems to be one of our favorites, especially when making brownies. We're going to mix that together. We're going to set this off to the side and wait for our brownies to finish baking off. All right, it's been about 30 minutes. We're going to take our brownies out here and do our test. Comes out with just a little bit, so we're going to stick that back in the oven for probably about 5 minutes. All right, those look pretty good. I'm going to test that. Comes out pretty good there. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 cups of marshmallows. We're going to evenly spread that on top of our brownie there. And we're going to stick this back in the oven for approximately 1 to 2 minutes. You want to make sure that you watch it. You don't want these to get overcooked or for them to be charred. All right, let's stick this back in the oven. All right, it's been 2 minutes. We're going to pull these out now. Being very careful. As you can tell, they are melted together, but they're not brown, which is absolutely perfect. I want to take my topping here. Mix it up just a little bit since it's been sitting just for a moment. That friction helps to loosen it up just a little bit. I'm actually going to just kind of dot this right now around. That way it won't be as difficult to spread. Also, since those marshmallows are hot, it's going to help loosen that up just a little bit. We'll take a cake spreader here, or an icing spreader for our cakes. And I'm going to take that and very carefully, I'm going to spread that. All right, let me get that spread out and I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. All right, as we're finishing it up, this right here is our Mississippi Mud Brownies. We hope that you enjoy this recipe. You want to make sure that you let this cool for just a couple hours so it'll be easier to cut, and we hope you enjoy it.